Perfect, thank you for coming back, guys. I'll just get another attendance sheet to get signed off, thanks. Alright, so what we're going to do in this last session, this third session, we'll just be talking about one of our assessments, so AT11, Exercise Science Principles. So the assessment method, this is written, and you'll be doing a series of case studies. So 2 case studies will be in this assessment task. So unit of competency, we've got instruct fitness programs, and the other unit is also incorporate exercise science principles into programming. So like I just said, there will be 2 case studies. So each of the case studies you'll need to complete some programs based on what the case studies are telling you about each client. And making sure this is in your own words as well, and just going through the different tabs that we'll go through shortly. This is an open book assessment, so feel free to use any other paper, supporting documents, your phone as well, so that's fine. And you may use some of the resources that we did earlier today, so if it's PowerPoints, different handouts as well. So time frame for this, you'll have approximately a week to do it, and then this will need to be handed in to your trainer as well afterwards. Students at risk of not completing this in the expected time frames will have an intervention strategy, so we could put in place a different sort of catch-up to do and to complete this task as well. So we'll start on case study 1. So it says Jasmine is a 28-year-old runner who has completed 5 half marathons. Jasmine has come to you as a trainer to improve her cardiovascular endurance. Her VO2 max test result was 39 ml kgs in a minute, which was just above average. Jasmine wants to get into the good or excellent range. Previously she has not had a trainer and just ran by herself around the streets. So based on this case study, what would you pick out that's sort of good and that's bad throughout the case study?
The good thing is that she's at 39 ml kgs a minute, which is just above her average. But Jasmine does want to get into a higher range, which is the good or excellent.
Yeah.
A bad side to it would be that she hasn't had any previous training. This is just what she does, so there's nothing.
Right.
There's not like a program that's going to help her. So that's what she needs to help her get better.
Yeah. And what sort of program do you think, based on her needs, would we establish for Jasmine?
The cardiovascular.
Yeah. So more cardiovascular training.
So more cardio training.
Yeah. And which sort of like exercises or things would you do in regards to that?
Like running, treadmill.
Yeah.
Bike.
Yeah, that could be one as well. Yeah, so running on a treadmill, bike, could be swimming as well. So anything that's going to improve her sort of heart, her cardiovascular health, we could do. So we'll start. You can start on another piece of paper to probably fill out this. So don't do it actually on these tabs, like mentioned before. So name of client. If we just put her name in there. And client goals, so what would you think Jasmine's client goals are? So why has she come to us, and what does she want to achieve out of this as well? So putting in whatever you think for your client goals.
So improve cardiovascular endurance.
Yeah, that could be whatever you think. It's all up to you guys. And then which energy systems to target? So what sort of training do you think you'd like to target? What would you like to do with Jasmine? So anything in particular, any system or area that you'd like to target, put that down as well. we'll go to the warm-up and the stretching phase. So like we spoke about on the slide, so this could be anything, anywhere from sort of 5 to 15 minutes for the warm-up phase. So for Jasmine, just have a think about what exercises or what you'd maybe do for her in a warm-up phase. And then the other tabs say sets, so how many times you want to do that exercise. So it could be 2 sets, 3 sets, reps, so how many repetitions. So this could be 8 times in a set. And the rest, so the resting period could be a couple of minutes. So just thinking about that, so giving her the right amount of rest and the intensity. Do you want a low intensity, medium, or sort of high intensity? Yeah, just putting down your exercises there. And we'll do the same for strength, skills, and cardio. So during the actual program, the program phase, what exercises we want to target. So whether they're strength, agility, weight training, so it could be anything in particular. And then listing, again, sets, reps, the rest in between every exercise, and the intensity as well. And then that last tab on the bottom, so cool down and stretches. So after her warm up, we've gone into the training program, you picked your exercises. Next will be what cool down and stretches do you want to do for Jasmine? So have a think about which ones might suit the exercises you picked for her cool down phase. So remember, cool down, trying to drop the heart rate, slow everything down, get everything back to a normal heart rate again. We're not trying to intense or increase the amount of exercise or sort of rates we're working at. We're trying to bring everything down. Are we going with it all pretty good? Yeah. So I'll move on to question 2 for the first case study. So it says, after 6 weeks, Jasmine has been feeling some pain in her lower back, and you think that she needs to include some core strength exercises. Provide a core strength program for Jasmine to include in her training. And it says include 4 to 6 exercises and use diagrams where necessary. So think of 4 to 6 core strength exercises. So it could be using free weights like we spoke about earlier, or on machines that would help Jasmine for her lower back pain, so to re-strengthen that lower back. And why do we think after 6 weeks we do a review on Jasmine? Why do we think sort of 6 weeks is important to do a review? Would anyone sort of know at all?
To evaluate the progress that she's having.
Yeah, that's right.
If there have been any issues with the program.
Definitely.
And see if it needs any feeling like you need to change anything that might be causing problems, or if it's getting too easy for her.
That's really good. Spot on. her lower back pain, would there be sort of any exercises you'd sort of get her to do at home to help with her lower back pain, or would you get another allied health professional involved, do you think? So, could be someone like another therapist for treatments as well, so things like that. And question 3, how will you monitor the intensity and progression of Jasmine's training? So how do you think we'd sort of monitor all that? Everyone all good to move on to the second case study? Yep. So case study 2. So Mary is a 70-year-old overweight woman who stopped smoking 12 months ago. She was a smoker for over 50 years. She has high blood pressure and breathing difficulty. Her GP has told her that she needs to start an exercise regime and has referred her to you. He has given her a medical clearance to commence a light exercise program. So from that case study and that information, we have to write a program now for Mary. So what are the things you think, once again, exercises you sort of target for her, and energy systems to target as well? So have a think of that. And her being a smoker, so just think about as well the warm-ups you'll do. So it might be different from Jasmine's warm-up in the first case study. So have maybe a thought about that as well. Same for her exercises in the strength, skills and cardio table. So having a think about what sort of exercises you'd implement for her. And with the sets and reps, would they be as much as, for example, Jasmine will do? Would they be as many sets as what Jasmine will do, or as many reps as well?
We can advise upper limbs and lower limb exercise. Upper limbs like
if you decide to choose that, definitely, that's good. So just altering it a bit to suit each individual. That's good. And thinking about the rest periods for Mary, so they might be a bit longer. That might be shorter, so just having a real good thought about that as well. So question 2, what are some of the acute physiological responses to exercise that Mary is likely to experience? So acute, so there's an acute phase in exercise, there's a subacute and there's chronic. So the acute phase would be anywhere from sort of 1 to 3 weeks. So have a think during that time, what are the physiological effects, so mentally and the way she's thinking, that she will experience at this phase. Even base yourself, so in Mary's situation, if you're a sort of a smoker for that long, for that many years, how would you feel as well being introduced to exercises, and what would you experience in that first couple of weeks as well? And then question 3 is the same. The only difference is chronic physiological responses. So 6 weeks plus. So what would we sort of feel, and what would Mary experience 6 weeks plus?
And that could be positive or negative, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. And the last question, question 4, it is forecast to be a heat wave next week, and Mary still wants to exercise. Provide 2 alternative activities that Mary could do instead of her regular program. So it's hot, she still wants to exercise. What are 2 things that you do different to her regular program that you have created for her? Give you guys a couple more minutes and then we'll have a chat about the case studies. perfect. I'll close off the video and then we'll have a chat.
The
Thank you.
latest.
Nick.
Yeah, the latest. The latest. Because I know most of you don't go to that.